All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monday night's coverage of SimRace SA's GP series. This is Division 1. It's Alan Paterson here in the commentator's booth, and I'm joined again by my good friend Nick Hodgson. Nick, hello.
Hello, Alan. Good evening, everybody watching this evening, and a big welcome to Interlagos.
Yes, here we are. We're in Brazil, South America, and we're in... what round is this?
Round 5, I think. Is it 5? 4 or 5?
4
Somewhere
or
around
5.
there.
Yep.
Certainly deep into the
4.
championship.
4.
Round 4.
Yep.
There we go. Deep into the championship. And yeah, very much looking forward to seeing the action tonight. A short track. Again, we expect times well into the 122s. As the guys are about to start their first flying lap.
Yes, everyone's just gone out, so everything's looking good as far as the system goes. So we're in 15 minutes of quali. It's now 13 minutes and 20 seconds. Good evening to everyone on our YouTube channel. Sass, Stefanus Engelbrecht, Black Widow Racing's there, Martin Joubert, XX Bad Intense again. Nick, you there? You're on the interwebs.
Can you believe it?
Daryl Mulder, Gert Snyman, Sharon Skuman. Hi, everybody.
Absolutely welcome, everyone. I hope you have a great evening. I think this track is going to produce some very interesting racing. Very tight and twisty. Remember, Interlagos, in the F1 world, they like to refer to this as a bit of a go-kart track, based on how tight and twisty and quick it is. But I think we should be seeing some really stellar times from the top guys tonight.
Yes.
For qualifying, and then we'll see what they're going to be doing for the race. Tyre choices, we'll speak about that, although I have a feeling that everybody will be on the hards, to be honest.
Yes, we'll cover that shortly. Just talking about the tight and twisties, there's the track map for everyone to see. Nick and myself have decided we're not even going to try and attempt to call these corner names. It's the center S's, back straight, first S section, second S section, front straight, something like that. So... But yeah, you can definitely see this is a big mix between top speed and good handling. Yes, Nick?
Yeah, absolutely, and certainly the setup of these cars is going to be very much catering towards higher downforce. Yes, you do have two fairly long straights, but the fact of the matter is the rest of the track is so twisty, and a lot of it's quite quick as well.
Yes.
You know, you need that speed and that extra downforce through the corners, particularly sector 2, for example.
Okay, good, got you. Right, here we go. Here come the first times through with 11 minutes to go. Jacques Botha up at the top at the moment, 1:22.7. But then have a good look at those times, and you'll see, yeah, you know, they're tenths between them. In fact, Clue and Botha have identical lap times right now.
Yeah, indeed, very close at the moment. But I've got to be honest, I do expect Jacques to do a little bit better than a 22.7. Seen him in the 22.2s and 22.1s even a few times now. So if he can find himself some clear air, remember these cars are going to take quite a pounding from following someone. You don't want to be stuck up behind the back wing of anybody around here. It's not going to help you at all.
Okay.
And yeah, as Jacques comes across the line, there's a 22.4, and indeed he even had a little bit of traffic there. So that is a quick lap time. Dirk Brand there, I see, doing a 23.6. The interesting thing to me, I'm watching Jacques. I'm wondering if his qualifying setup is maybe going to is a bit aggressive here. I'm seeing him fighting the wheel all over the place, so
okay.
I have a feeling he might be lower downforce now for quali and higher downforce for the race.
Okay, we'll get to a couple of on screen shortly. Here's a weather forecast of the track. The track weather, as you can see, it's 2:02 in the afternoon. Ambient temperature of 27. It is scattered, so it's more cloudy than sun, as we can see. High track temperature of 37s and lower 35s. What does that tell us, Nick?
Well, I think it's, to be honest, it's making for good racing. I don't think the drivers can complain too much about things being too hot or whatever.
Yeah,
I think the tires are going to handle it just fine, and basically no excuses out there, Oaks. Time to put in a good lap.
exactly. All right, back to our current drivers. Jacques, 122.4. Cornet Briet at the moment. Oops, somebody just spun in the center S's and Cornet's just gone past them. 122.8.
Cornet Breed doing a great time at 122.8 as well. That's fantastic from him. Mark van Rensburg sitting down in 6th at the moment. Definitely expecting a little bit more out of Mark. I'd be surprised if we don't see him around the 22.4, 22.5.
Yes. I think
Again, remember, short track, lots of traffic. You've got to be able to make it count.
True. I think he's on an outlap right now, so he's obviously either gone and done a change or something. Gents, ladies, thanks to our very own commentator here, Nick Hodgson, he has in fact done us another excellent video, which we're now going to show while we have the time in quali. This is an onboard lap of Nick Hodgson going around Interlagos for you all to see how it should be done. We're going to go to that now.
Alright, everybody, welcome to a quick onboard flying lap in the F3 cars around Interlagos. This will hopefully give you an idea of what a quick-ish lap looks like. As we go across the line, the first thing you want to do is watch out for that Heineken board. Braking hard there, turning in. That car turned in early. You want to keep it tight through here so you can be in 3rd gear and really making the absolute most of what is effectively a really long straight, or one of the longest straights at Interlagos. You want to make sure that you're doing absolute max speed as soon as you hit the end, braking just before the 50 board, sliding all the way down into 3rd gear, trying to carry as much speed as you possibly can through this turn, making sure not to hit the curb on the right hand side there. It slows you down. Throwing the car through this double right-hander, really leaning on the downforce and not being afraid to downshift, keeping it tight through this section, tight in 2nd gear, and getting on the power only when you absolutely have to. Watch out for the rear wheel spin there, it can catch you out. Also, down into this corner, careful not to lock up too much, and there on the exit you see, very difficult to keep the car not spinning the rear wheels. Flat through there, and then hard on the brakes. Don't clip the inside, don't clip the outside. One will end in death. The second will just let you spin the wheels a little bit too much on the exit, and you will lose time. And then of course it's absolutely flat out all the way and over the start finish line, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was a 22.4 and a flying lap.
Nick, thanks for that. That was an excellent video. Anything further you want to add to that?
Well, no problem. I'm glad I could provide a little something. I hope everybody kind of gets the gist of what these drivers are facing out there. Number one, the track is bumpy, guys. Like, it's really bumpy. You're bottoming the cars out a lot of the time down the straights. In fact, there's even a place where the front wheels of the car sometimes sort of bobble up. There's such a big bump, and you've got to watch out for that, in fact. But actually, as you've seen from the onboard, it's so technical, and the number of places, remember, no traction control, no ABS, where you can spin up those rear wheels or lock brakes going into a corner. It's it's very technical. These drivers are really going to struggle over the 45 minutes that the race is to not make any mistakes and to keep these cars on the straight and narrow, let alone, you know, race and dice each other.
Yes. We're currently just going around the track with Jacques Buerta, and we've just watched him go up the back straight, and you can actually hear the engine note and everything change as he goes over that bump halfway along the back straight. So yeah, it must be it's a big enough jolt there to lift the car off the track for the RPMs to change, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you ever do an onboard of Jacques, you'll see that how much he's fighting the wheel.
Yes.
Which is why I think if you compare him to, say, Matthew Boy, who's sitting in 2nd place at the moment on a 22.4, you know, if you look at their two different driving styles, Matthew is very smooth, whereas Jacques really battling the car. It's clearly given him a 10th on 1 lap pace, but I imagine he's going to change that up, and that's kind of what has made Jacques the current champion. You know, he's able to run, or seems to be able to run, these two different strategies. If we get his team principal on the line at some point, we must ask him about that, because
Yeah,
it really, to me, from the onboards, looks like it.
it's a good point. Right, so currently just watching Marius Skuman at the moment.
Man in third place at the moment.
Yeah, he's just started a lap, and he's just below his bubble delta. So we're just going to go around and see how he gets on, see if he improves on this lap time. But you know, it's under a tenth. That's how close the lap times are in the various sectors. So it's a to make or break. Always just slid round turn 3, 4, and he's gone 2/10 down now.
Yeah, it's so easy to lose time. Oh, there we go. There we see Mark van Rensburg. I mentioned him earlier that I expected more out of Mark, and there it is, a 4.88. But look how close that is.
Yeah.
So a 3.47 for Jacques at the top, and then a 4.88 and a 4.98. That's, you know, 1/100th of a second.
Exactly.
Second and third.
Yeah.
And we see Ryan Azevedo as well, getting in on the 8s action. The 8.22 for Duggan, 8.64 for Ryan, and 8.66 for Corne Breed. It just really shows you these guys are absolutely on it.
Lionel Klug currently in the pits. I'm just going through the various top. Oh yes, here we go. So Raymond Duggan is currently up on his delta. It's small, but he's in the positive figures. So we're going to just watch him.
Good start to the lap. Looking to be suffering from a little bit of understeer as he goes through that double right-hander. You really got to commit through there, and then hang on around these corners to be able to get on the power earlier. You're half tempted, in fact, to go to click the car into third, but it doesn't quite have enough torque, unlike the touring cars, for example, where it's just got torque for days.
That's great feedback from you, Nick. Right, on to the start-finish straight now. Long haul all the way up and around back to the start-finish line, and he's 2/10
Car there. The car got a little bit sideways at the back there. That will have given him less than an ideal run onto the start-finish straight. I'm sure he'll want to do another lap. 3/10 off his best at the moment.
Jacques is coming over the line, and he's up. He's up.
Oh, almost a 10th. Just going to get him to the 2s, I think. Yep, there, 2.73.
2.73 for Jacques Botha with 1 minute, just under 2 minutes. Tyres, at the moment we have a little bit of a mix and match. I'm not even going to attempt to tell you, but to me it looks like 50-50 hards and mediums. Nick?
Interesting. So people will then be trying to get a splash and dash style lap on those mediums. You know, they won't last long, so you'll need to come in constantly just to change them. But I fully expect everyone to be on the hard. Certainly the people who are going to be running at the top of the grid.
Okay.
In the actual race.
Yep. Everyone on YouTube. Hello, Sess. Wayne de Klerk, welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. Any new people watching? If you have any interest in what's happening here or wish to take part or get involved, this is SimRace SA. You can go to our website, which is on the screen now, www.simracesa.co.za. There's a submission form. You can send in your details and join up and run one of 5 or 6 different series that we race. There is racing, organized racing every week. Single seaters, touring cars, GT4, GT3. There's something for everybody. So yeah, feel free to join us and come and see what it's all about.
Yeah, looking now at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Check that out. That is, oh my goodness, 12/100ths of a second separating 3 positions.
Lionel Klug coming over the line. 1/10 up. Yep. So he goes into the 6s. 1:22.619. Stays 5th.
Yeah, we've seen Lionel be very quick this season, particularly in the race. So watch out for this man. Lawrence Stoner also right at the death, putting in a time to get him 9th. And again, look at that, 8.220, 8.22.
Wow.
8.41. Goodness, guys, this is going to be close.
Oh no, he's beached it. Raymond Duggan. Raymond Duggan's up onto the start finish line. He's up by a couple. So he might bump up from 8th up to 7th possibly.
Yeah, Raymond doing well. They're getting a 7.55. This previous
There we
lap,
go.
in fact, he did mess up Junkar right at the end. He was close to 2/10ths better on his best, so he'll be happy that he at least got into the 7s for certain. He was looking for that 6th place, I think.
Bertus Janse van Vuren on his last lap. Here he comes up the start finish line, and he's 2.5 tenths up.
Oh my goodness, that's huge.
From 17th. 2 tenths. Come on. This is definitely going to improve him.
Oh, look at that. That's jumped him 4 positions right there.
17th to 13th. That was a great last lap.
Unlucky for some, but
Andy
not for him.
Walbolt, half a second up as he comes down the start finish line. Where is he?
He's gone back to the pits, unfortunately.
Oh, he's in the pits. Okay, so he finished 19th. So I think that's it.
Yeah, our last person on track is Stephen Sparks, who I think is just desperately trying to get a bit more practice, and he's not going to make it over the line.
All right, we're going to do a quick ad break, and we'll be back.
Seconds. Are we going to have enough time?
Yeah, no, we live. Here we go. So, back on. There's the field. There's the lights. 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Our car's in the pits, I can see. So, sorry, we're not doing a Dan and Sass tonight. Yeah. Right, here we go.
And off. Everybody racing down to the first corner. Got to watch out here. Jacques Buerter getting away. Van Rensburg up into second. Matthew Boy dropping a place to Ryan de Azevedo. I told you to watch out for him during the race.
Yep.
And Klue, who's all the way on the back of Matthew Boy, who's going to dive bomb here.
Pretty clean, actually, when you look at everyone.
Yeah. Not bad, chaps. Oh, Lionel Klue up the inside of Boy. Is he going to make it stick? He's made it stick, it seems.
Yep,
so Boy's lost out a place or two, it seems, on the start. Oh, he's going to lose out another one to Skuman. Oh, not quite. Not quite.
No, he's pulled back in.
Almost trying to go around the outside, but not quite. Meanwhile, Jacques is really scampering away as these 4 or 5 drivers are fighting now for second position.
Yeah, currently we've been watching Matthew from the main straight, and they're all over each other at the moment. So guys are all fighting for position.
Yeah, and that's absolutely letting Jacques get away. But, it's all for points. No love lost here. They all fancy the chance at the lead.
So
Mark van Rensburg, though, currently in second place, and now with a second gap to Ryan.
Bomb down the main straight. Here comes Jacques for his first lap. Mark's just there back. Further back, you can see 4th, 5th, and 6th. They're actually next to each other. Skuman, Breer changing position. Stern and Duggan changing position. But they're all getting through the center S's well.
Duggan's had a problem, it looks like.
Yes, he has.
And Skuman has got Breed down the main straight. Skuman's trying to go up the inside. Does it? Breed having to settle back into 7th position, not letting him have
it. No.
Unlikely to find a place around here. Well, you want to try and stick a little bit closer. Maybe really worried about the slipstream effect there.
Okay, we're in for a lap and a half. Let's have a look at the gaps now between everyone. It's pretty close. Klue is your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They're right under each other's tail wings here, so we're going to do our best to bring you the best coverage we can, people.
Yeah, right. So Clue coming onto the straight is going to be looking to use that slipstream.
Yes.
This is the perfect opportunity for an overtake. Really needs to be under the wing of Ryan. I don't know why he didn't stick under the wing there.
He's
But here
going
we go.
anyway.
Here it
Here,
comes.
yep.
He wants the inside. That's it. That's the right place to be. Take that inside line. Squeeze your opponent out to the outside. Give him room, though. Lovely move.
Great.
Up the inside. Protect it.
Yeah.
As you come through the center S. Get a good drive out. And that's a great move. Well done, Clue. Well done.
Great stuff.
And now Matthew Boy looking to capitalize and try and take Ryan as well.
Yep.
I think he's just looking up the inside. That was cheeky. But Lionel getting it all out of shape.
We're currently on board with Matthew Boy. That flick slowed down Ryan de Azevedo completely. Matthew's right up behind him into the first S-bend section here.
Yeah, and of course what happened there was because Matthew had that cheeky look up the inside, it compromised him going onto the straight.
Yes.
But then because Ryan got the car all sideways, it's kind of ended up half a dozen to one.
Yep. We're just going to follow Matthew in cockpit here as they come onto the start-finish line and see if he's close enough behind Ryan de Azevedo. I think he's too far back.
Yeah, although Ryan went wide there. You saw running onto those rumble strips on the outside of Junkao really does not do you any favors, and that's brought Matthew back into play. Now
he's
in
here.
sixth gear.
Here he comes. He's going around the outside.
Oh, he's going to go outside. This is going to be interesting. You're going to have to brake very late. Try and squeeze him on the inside. He's done well so far, and then...
that was great driving by everybody involved.
Yeah, but now Mario Skuman is looking... Skuman is absolutely looking all over the back of Matthew Boy.
Skuman down the inside here.
Yeah, I think he's going to have it.
Yep.
I think he's going to have it. Matthew, look for the cutback. Oh, he's run a little bit wide, unfortunately.
Oh.
So,
here comes Corne Briet as well.
Oh my goodness, they're all over the back of Matthew.
Tough race.
Very tough race. I will tell you one thing though. I know for a fact Matthew is running very heavy on fuel.
Okay. So what are we saying? He's going to run a longer stint, Nick?
Absolutely, without a doubt, he's going to run a longer stint. I would expect him to come in with about 25. No, hang on. Sorry, need to do my maths. Probably only about 15 minutes left.
Okay.
Is when we can expect him in. So definitely playing the longer game is Matthew. I don't know about the rest.
Okay, we've jumped back a little bit to Janse van Vieren in ninth with Grasser right up behind him in the Gunston liveried car as they go into the start-finish line.
And he's got a good run. He's got a good run here.
This is going to happen.
I tell you what, in these F3 cars, actually where you want to be in the slipstream is when you get into sixth gear. I tell you why. DRS is go
over the rumble strips.
Yeah, that was not going to work. Sixth gear, because of DRS, is a really long gear in these F3 cars.
But they've disabled DRS, Nick.
Exactly. No, but that's why it has such a big effect. Because it's a long gear, by running behind somebody when you're in sixth gear, it has such a compounding effect. Because there is no DRS now.
Okay, so down the second straight, he's had to go onto the outside. Janse van Vieren takes his line. Now he's cutting back to the inside.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Oh, that's a great move. Has he made it stick?
Excellent move. Well done.
They're next to each other. Oh, he lifted and Janse van Vieren's gone back.
Yeah, he braked very early. I don't know why Marco braked so early. And then he's outbraked himself, allowing...
Taylor.
They're all over. Look how close it is, guys.
Taylor's now jumped that position.
Nose to tail. Yeah.
Oh, and behind now, it's happening between Pretorius and Duggan.
Yeah.
And Andy Walbolt's also there now.
These guys just will not leave each other alone.
Currently watching Raymond now as he goes on to this.
Someone's run wide. Janssen has run wide.
Oh, yes. So he's falling back here. Raymond Duggan's going past as well. And I think Walbolt is about to get to him.
Yeah, as I say, you've got to be consistent in these single seaters. If you're not, you're going to pay for it.
Everyone.
We're trying to go around the outside now. Is Janse van Rensburg.
Okay.
Didn't make it stick. Ran. slightly offline. That's really compromised him.
Brett and Boyd, there's a position change here.
Yeah.
Cornet Brett has gone past Matthew. Yeah. I think you're right. If you're saying he's running a heavier, then it should swing back into his favor later on in the race, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. Matthew was completely and utterly convinced that running a longer stint was the way to go around this track. He reckons that these hard tires hold on so well. He doesn't want to risk at this track getting into being put back into traffic when you make a pit stop. And he just felt so comfortable with the car on long runs. Oh, that was not the right line through there, Matthew. He felt so comfortable on long runs. He was going to go for it.
Okay.
So we'll see how it plays out.
We're going back to the other bunch. These guys are next to each other. Paterson, Janssen van Rensburg, Sterner, Craig Hunter, Pretorius. They're going into the start-finish straight next to each other.
Yeah, no, absolutely no let up in this midfield. We see it so often in Formula One, and it seems to translate to us as well. I just like to.
Someone's in the pit.
No, Janssen van Rensburg just got it wrong. I don't know.
Jeez. Yep, here he is. I don't know.
I think he unsighted himself or something, but yeah, he half seemed to jink into the pits and then not at all.
Okay.
I'd just like to point out that Jacques Boerter last lap did actually set the fastest lap of the race so far at 22.88.
Thank you. All right, so looking at our gaps, Sten at the moment's the closest. Brandon Spammer swapping positions. Spammer's going backwards, Dirk Brand coming up, but Lawrence Sterner with Hunter and Pretorius, these guys are the closest at the moment.
And I tell you what, this really just illustrates how it's SimRace SA, because we've got so many people now racing in the GP series and in all of our series. In fact, guys, come along and join. You're going to find good racing no matter where you are.
Exactly.
It's just a certainty at this stage.
Nick, look at this. We've got our head of the sim racing crew, Peter Geldenhuis, in stone last position in the F3 series, but having an absolute whale of a time. So as you say, you know, there's a series for everybody here, and there's racing all to be had across all the different series. Oh, Andy Walbolt and Craig Hunter next to each other over the start-finish line. Andy going down the inside. He's braking, and everyone's going past him, so Sterner went past, and Andy dropped 2 positions there.
And just behind him, Spammers and Brand having the biggest ding-dong battle you've ever seen. Yeah,
on board with, watching Dirk Brand at the moment with his JPS livery. But look, there's Janssen van Vieren is in the pit now.
So, so he has made the move.
I think he was trying to, and maybe he missed it earlier, so that's why he's gone in now.
Yeah, he got something particularly wrong.
Brand goes past Spammers, up into 17th.
We see Skuman towards the front of the field now, starting to pressure De Azevedo. Same with Breed, starting to pressure Skuman.
Oh yes, these 3 are close actually.
And actually, this probably suits Matthew Boy quite well. He's wanting to make his tyres last long. He's not going to be in quite as much dirty air. So, you know, he's probably quite happy to let these guys duke it out. I'm going to guess he's feeling that these oaks in front of him are going to be on a shorter first stint. He can then put the hammer down once they've cooked their tyres. You see them locking up as Skuman and... no, that was Ryan and Skuman. Both locked up through the first corner.
Just
much smoother.
Updating of the YouTube channel, we've got Ruan questioning or saying that the corner cutting is insane. Now, I'm not too sure where he's suggesting this or which corners, but you are allowed to put two tires over the white line onto the rumble strip. So where else is there? Ruan, where do you think there's too much corner cutting happening here? Because
I mean, remember also when guys are dicing that liberties are probably going to be taken a little bit.
A little bit, yes. But I mean, you're not going to go and drive on the grass and attempt to overtake somebody.
No, absolutely. And so far I've seen everybody behaving pretty darn well. Matthew Boyer now really closing up. He's had a fantastic lap. Closing up to this bunch.
Looking further down, he's saying there were still... Guys are cutting the home straight by half a car width. which is not within the limits. I'm not too sure where you're seeing that, but
So the home straight, I'm wondering if you're talking about the sort of green asphalt on the left. And having done some running myself, if guys are doing that, that's I've got to be honest, that's probably a lot slower because it's certainly very bumpy there, not very pleasant, and it's yeah, that's a ticket to the danger zone right there.
yeah, okay.
So if I would put it this way, if I was racing and guys who were doing that, I'd wish them the best of luck and play it safe myself.
Marius Skuman now currently in 5th place, and handling the pressure from Corne Breed behind.
Fantastically, he's doing very well. To mention Bradley Taylor at the moment down in 9th position, up in 9th position, depends how you want to see that, but
Yep.
solidly in the top 10 there, which is fantastic, and right behind Stephen Sparks, who's actually having a fantastic race himself, finding himself in the top 10. And
Yes,
having a great battle to boot.
So this he's a newcomer, Bradley Taylor, and he certainly showed his stuff at the last race we had, and as you say, here he's well up in the top 10 and definitely pushing. And as I say that, he drives off the track.
Commentator's curse.
Go on, blame me, Ruan. You can blame me for that one. It's all good.
Yeah, that is a track cut, but we'll allow that one.
Yeah, that one's confirmed. Mike McGear, how's it? Okay, Brett, position change. Marius Skuman's past him and he's coming back at him. They're next to each other.
I think Brett might have this one. He's got the inside line unless Skuman can cut back.
No.
Doesn't look like it. Too wide to that is Brett.
Yeah, the cutback is here, but I don't think there's not enough cutback to actually.
I've got to say, Brett did very well.
He
saw Skuman diving and realized that if he was going to cut them off, they were both going to end up in the gravel. Just gave him a little bit of room, but not enough to give Skuman a line that would give him the position back.
Yeah, no, these guys are having a good race here.
Yep, 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's where it's happening right now.
This trio, this is good to watch. Good racing. Apologies for some of the cameras. There's only one kind of TV camera watching down the main straight, so I can't change his position, and we kind of lose the cars a little bit behind the pit buildings here. But okay.
Yeah, you must also remember that Interlagos is actually quite a hilly circuit. I mean, as you come down through the SNSs, you really dip down. Not quite, Laguna Seca style, but certainly this track is basically built on a hill, particularly when we go through the twisty parts. You'll see it.
There's a lot of undulations. This feedback when you come back to the first S. Oh, here comes Matthew Boy, and he's past him. So Skuman's going back.
Good move.
So here now they're going up the third little straight kind of thing with the big bump, and this goes to the bottom of the pits. The pits is a good couple of meters above their heads at the moment now. There you can get an idea of where the pit building is. So.
Yeah, absolutely. As Skuman ran round the outside of Matthew Boy for that position, a great move to take it back.
Yes.
Matthew tried to cut him off, but the inside line is actually quite slow, so it gives you, as the outside aggressor, so to speak, it gives you, so much extra speed through there that it is possible.
Just going a bit back down to Spamus Walbolt. They're very close. Down in 17th, Dirk Brand 18th, Andy Walbolt 16th. These guys are also 3-4 tenths apart, and there's 4 or 5 cars here. So racing all the way up and down the field. Lawrence Sterner within half a second now of Grosser.
Bit too far back to make a move here. You really want to be within, I'd say, 2 tenths if you can.
Onto the start-finish line. Straight. Yeah. Lawrence Sterner for Team Odin Racing.
Oh, very late braking. You can see him getting all crossed up, Sterner.
He held on to that well.
Yeah, he did hold on to it very well. Locked up, of course. That'll cost him later on. But, yeah, very well held. So easy to spin.
Nick, do you feel the flat spots if you do have one?
Personally, I don't feel them to start with, but towards the end of your stint, definitely.
Okay.
Potentially these, remember, they're on hard tires, so maybe you're not going to feel it quite as much. If they're that resilient. I haven't done enough long running to actually know here.
Okay. Peter Geldenhuys in the pit.
Early pit stop. Not
Very
quite as
early pit
as
stop.
van Rensburg,
Yeah.
but 22.796 there for Botha, and a 22.9 for Mark van Rensburg, and a 23 dead for Klue. So Botha really still setting the pace up at the front. His best is a 22.653, and his last a 22.796, a tenth off his best. You can really see that consistency, that Jacques Botha consistency that we see so often and has gotten so many wins. Although Mark van Rensburg in second place is actually at the moment doing his best lap times. But still not quite quick enough to attack Botha. In fact, Lionel Klue is closer.
Yeah. Marius Skuman within half a second of Matthew, but he can't seem to close that down too much.
So actually we must have missed that, because remember we saw
yes.
Skuman go around the outside of Boy.
Yep.
Boy seems to have the pace on him down into what I sort of, after the center S. That seems to be where Matthew really has the pace over Skuman. Well, Raymond Duggan and Stephen Sparks, once again, absolutely attacking each other,
yeah.
no holds barred.
And here they go onto the start-finish line, and Raymond Duggan's pushing hard. So
a little bit of a twitch there. You see how that's allowed Stephen to scamper away a little bit.
Yes.
And now it's half a second between them, and that slipstream effect, once you get into sixth gear, is just not going to be enough.
Hello to Hannes van Beek on the YouTube channel. Welcome, buddy. And Daryl Mulder, how's it? I do not have an option to show everyone's quickest lap times. This is our transmission tower that we've got. But as they go over the start-finish line, you obviously get to see the times. And if it's purple, it's that driver's quickest lap time.
I mean, the quickest lap time overall is definitely Jacques Botha on a 22.653. But if there is a driver that you would like to know, I can absolutely tell you what their quickest lap time is.
So with 24 minutes to go in this race,
yeah, we should definitely be turning our attention to pit stops.
Yeah.
45-minute race, remember? So this is kind of the time when most people will start popping in, whereas the Matthew Boys of the world would be trying to gear themselves up for some really quick laps to make the overcut work.
Yeah, when the next lap to 2 laps, we should start seeing people dive in. Azevedo 123, Brett 123.1. So they're all doing their own quickest laps there at the moment, but we're watching Botha.
Sterner was very, very close to the back of Marco.
Let's switch
Marco
to Lawrence.
diving into the pits. Ooh, getting it all wrong, almost hitting the building.
Yes, so Marco late pit entry, so he's in, as is Bradley Taylor.
Alright, so we've got 3 people in the pits at the moment.
And Andy Walbolt. Yep. All right. So the first of the pitters are now in. And then we'll see them come out and see how they then carry on through the race. Skuman is close again with Boy here.
Yeah, these two really dicing it out. Boy, though, definitely quite a far way behind Corne Breed now. Almost seems to be stuck behind the back marker.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who's in the blue car ahead. We're just currently driving on board with Marius. And
I think it's Janssen van Rensburg, our early pit stopper.
Okay.
Botha's in, sorry.
Okay.
Apologies.
No problem.
Botha's in the pits.
Here comes Marius Skuman in as well. So
now here's the thing, because if Buerta's in the pits, he may come out into traffic here. And this could affect his race as a whole. Because remember now, he's coming out.
yes,
Nobody's going to have to give away for him. There are no blue flags because he's not lapping anyone. And in fact, I do see some people just ahead of him. And I think that's Matthew Boyd just behind him.
correct.
So it's probably Corne Breed. It is Corne Breed that's just a bit further ahead. So, you know, for the guys like Janssen van Rensburg and, sorry, Mark van Rensburg.
Mark van Rensburg, yep.
And Ryan de Azevedo, if those guys are running longer, they could stand to profit here.
Yeah, yeah. Jacques might get stuck behind those, the Corne Breeds and stuff, and that'll actually hold him up.
Definitely.
Well, let's see how it pans out from here.
And remember, Jacques has also not been used to running behind someone, running in dirty air.
No.
Whereas everybody else is pretty much been doing that the whole race. So, how does he handle it?
And Matthew Boy's right up the back of Jacques Buerta here, so he's also going to actually be racing for position. It doesn't matter that it's... well, there we go. Mark van Rensburg's in.
Okay, so van Rensburg in the pits. Clue carries on. Azevedo looks like he's carrying on.
Matthew Boy carries on.
Yeah, it's the same. Matthew's going to be... Remember, Matthew will have very low fuel right now.
So... No, you're saying he should be carrying more fuel. He's only going to pit later, you said.
Sorry, I meant much less fuel than Jacques.
Yeah, okay. Right, so Clue takes the lead with De Azevedo, Corne Breed third, and Jacques. At the moment, the net leader in fourth because he has pitted.
Absolutely. Stoner and Duggan also into the pits.
Stoner and Duggan in the pits.
Yeah, I tell you what, this must be annoying Matthew, because he kind of knows that he's not in a fight with Jacques, really. If everything goes to plan for Jacques, there's no ways that Matthew he's a pit stop behind, effectively.
Yeah.
But Jacques is still definitely affecting his race. And somebody like Lionel Clue, who's Jacques' teammate, currently sitting in first place, not having pitted, also seemingly running a bit of a longer strategy. Matthew is probably trying to aim for Clue, I'd imagine.
Just watching. Here comes Lionel. And he's in.
Pitting.
Yep.
Oh! He's smacked the wall. He's got that pit entry all wrong. It was so bumpy going in there.
The little S, yeah. I went on board really and saw him just kind of straightening it out. So he must have caused a bit of damage. So this is going to be a longer pit stop?
Definitely. Let's hope that he's actually managed to tell the guys to fix his damage.
Yeah, this camera, we're watching from the TV camera. It sees them go into the pits and you don't see them again. So I've got to actually switch to the onboard camera to see them go into that chicane in the pit lane. Hunter's in. And he seems to have done it properly. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people having pitted now, and so is Spammers. Got the FIA stewards in the chat saying go point blank, in for a podium. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes, guys. You never know.
Right, here comes Ryan de Azevedo. He's current leader and going through the second of the S sections and heading now towards the start-finish straight. Corne Breed just pretty close behind. Flying Gypsies.
Gotta be honest, Matthew Boy's definitely being affected by Jacques
Buerta.
Buerta. His last lap time was a 24.0 and his best is a 23.1. Jacques seemingly picked up the pace or something because they're going to about go over probably for a 23.2. But, this is definitely costing Matthew.
Yeah. Yeah, Matthew does a 123.1 there.
Yeah, so very close to his quickest ever.
So De Azevedo and Breed went past. They didn't pit, so at the moment they're still out. And neither... Well, that's good. Yeah, wow, that actually puts Buerta quite far ahead of everybody then.
Yeah, it will do. Jacques now in pretty clean air. He's got 3 seconds between him and Corne Breed.
Mark van Rensburg has pitted, so he will be in second place. And he is about 2.5, 3 seconds behind Jacques Buerta at the moment.
Stoner and Duggan having a right old go through the center S. Ooh. Swapping places multiple times. That's close to wheel banging stuff, and both of them coming away unscathed and giving us a really wonderful racing view as Sterner ducks up the inside of Duggan. Makes a count, but runs wide. So Duggan's going to get the switch back and definitely claim that place back. Says, thank you very much. 8th is mine, my friend.
That was some interesting racing. I'm just going to have a look at that replay.
Fantastic stuff, in fact.
Now, that was planned all the way back from the long straight. You saw him come out well early and then just carried far too much speed into that corner and ran wide, and the undercut was done.
Corne Breed now into the pits. In fact, exiting the pits right now.
Okay. So, Matthew Boy and Randa Azevedo.
Right tucked up behind Jacques Botha, hey? Oh,
yes.
Matthew getting it a bit wrong. Ryan still 3.7 seconds ahead of Jacques Botha. Ryan is currently running about 23.5s and Boy's running 23.2s, so they're quicker.
Nick, I'm just watching Marco Grassa and Spammers going over the start-finish line next to each other. And they've been doing this since they got onto that straight. And Grassa does the position finally with 3 cars in very close proximity. Stephen Sparks, Pretorius and Lindsay Ray behind. So these guys are all having a huge ding-dong.
Yeah, this is fantastic stuff. It really, really is. Nobody willing to give an inch. Everybody thinks they've got that position if they just get a little bit of an opportunity. See if you jump to an onboard view of these guys in this train going through that double right-hander.
Yes.
Just how much lock they have to put on.
Yep.
With the disturbed air.
We're on board with Gerard Pretorius in the cockpit looking ahead. There's a change up front. De Azevedo, Briet.
Boy, I think, is in the pits. Boy's exiting the pits, in fact. Azevedo is also exiting the pits.
They are. So Botha's back in the lead, and there's the gap to second now, 4 seconds.
Clues all over the back of De Azevedo, though. He's only 0.6 of a second behind Briet, so has Corne Briet pitted?
Who was that? Someone's on the grass there, yeah.
I think that must have been a back marker, though. I don't see any position changes. Has Corne Briet pitted?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Stern and Duggan, meanwhile, that 8th and 9th battle is still going on, but I think Corne may have pitted, and he could have just gained a huge number of places.
Well, we're on board with Lionel Clue, yeah. As they go
this is a good place for him to be. This is a good place for him to be. 0.2 of a second behind, going onto the start-finish straight. Get into that 6th gear. Stick behind that gearbox. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. 6th gear. Here we go. And take that inside line. Yeah, there we go. Good move. Good move.
Oh, yes. Well done. Good position change that.
Running a bit too much over those rumbles, but luckily Ryan was so compromised he had nowhere else to go. It's a great move by Clue. Very well done. And now he can chase off after Corne Briet.
Martin Jabé on YouTube channel saying yes. So I'm assuming that Corne has pitted.
Sure.
So
if Corne has pitted, he's done exceptionally well. I feel like he's gained a bunch of positions in that pit stop window.
So currently they're net third. 9 seconds back from Mark van Rensburg. However, he has company in the likes of Lionel Clue right behind him, and Randa Azevedo as well. So this is the race for last step on the podium. Matthew Boy also not that far back behind Randa Azevedo, and I'm sure he's not going to stop there with 12 minutes and 40 seconds still to go in this race.
Yeah, and remember, he's only got 15 minutes worth of race fuel and much newer tyres than the rest of them. Just having a look at Marco Grasser at the moment. Trying to take Jan Spammers. This battle, of course, is another one of ours that's been going on all evening long. Jan Spammers ran a bit wide, and that's really allowed Marco to catch up. 3/10 going on to the start-finish straight.
Marco
This
Grasser
could
should
happen.
have this.
Yeah, stick on that box. Stick on that gearbox. There it is. There it is. Dodge. Oh no, he needed to commit to a move.
He did. He's gone
Going
too
around the outside is possible. It is possible.
Into the braking point. He brakes a bit earlier. Tries to
That's okay.
straighten.
That's okay. He'll be narrow.
Yep. Here it comes.
Oh, Spammers, what happened there?
Yeah, he ran super wide, and Marco Grasser's down the inside.
Yeah, just don't let him slipstream you. There we go.
Yeah,
Should
done.
have that done.
Get
Good
it round
move.
there. Well done. So, 11th and 12th. We're talking midfield here, and the guys are racing all the way through, Nick.
Yeah, you'd think this was for a championship right
Exactly.
here. The guys are so committed. It's incredible to watch.
Great stuff.
Just really shows you the kind of practice these guys have put in, the effort. I mean, if you look, it's 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, nose to tail. There's barely a corner between them.
Dirk Brand now right behind Bradley Taylor. And Bradley Taylor, who was like really quick earlier, is down in 16th and just struggling.
Remember, he had a couple of issues. I wonder if he's taken some damage and hasn't fixed it.
Okay. Well, Dirk's
I'm
not
just guessing him.
He's not close enough up the main straight, but
No, definitely not. I'm having a look at Gerard Pretorius. Also not quite close enough to the back of Steven Sparks. Everybody getting the slipstream right now. Coming from a long way back, locking it up and just not quite getting the right line. Not tight enough through the center S. And that once again allows Steven to scamper away.
currently watching from Dirk Brand's airbox on his car. And it's this picture gives you a good idea of how bumpy the track is. You can see the undulations in the suspension and the...
Ooh, Breed's had a problem. Sorry, Breed's had a problem at the last corner. He's off and he's gone farming. Boy has also had an issue. He dropped back from Marius Skuman.
Okay, so Corne's going again, but down in 7th.
Yeah, so Corne's lost out from all the way from 3rd. All the way down.
Sure.
You see Matthew Boy doing a 28.2, Corne doing a 35.5, so that's really gone badly for those two, unfortunately. But we do have a shake-up in positions. Still our top two, but Lionel Clue now taking that 3rd position for the moment.
Yep.
But Ryan de Azevedo is 1.2 seconds behind and trying to close that gap.
There's been a big change also down Pretorius.
Ooh. Clue running very, very wide up the hill. What's going on? That's not the right way at all. De Azevedo is now 0.8 of a second behind. Closing fast. Pressure getting to Clue possibly?
Yeah.
With 8 minutes to go. Zondorf in the chat saying that Lotus livery looks really good. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, the throwback liveries, the Gunston livery and the Lotus John Player Special livery. I know it's tobacco and it's all taboo and hoo-ha, but they were, these are the liveries that left a picture in your mind, and when you see them now, that's the first thing that jumps into your head was Emerson Fittipaldi in a Lotus 72 with the John Player Special livery,
Yeah, absolutely, really
they were
really
classic liveries
stuff.
Yeah. Okay, De Azevedo is getting closer. He's 6/10
now. 6/10 behind, definitely closing in. I wonder what within that kerfuffle, I wonder if Clue has gone and picked up a little bit of damage for himself. See, already Clue is 2.5 off his best lap.
And I'm watching Matthew as well. He's also 6/10 behind Skuman, Marius Skuman. So these guys are all still racing with 7.5 minutes to go. No one's going to stop at this point. You've got to keep on pushing. It's points.
Yeah, definitely not. There's still positions to be had. up and down the field. In fact, we've got our famous five: Sparks, Lindsay Ray, Grasser, Brand. Oh, and Skuman made a mistake.
I
Boy
saw
almost ran into the back of him. That's unfortunate. He would really dearly have loved to capitalize on that error. But thank goodness he didn't take his front wing off.
We're just going to do a replay on that because I did record that. So as they come through that that first S section, then they come to the second one. He locks up and there's a huge spin, and Matthew, oh yes, he just avoids running into the back of him there. That was very close.
Ooh, Lindsay Ray now all over the back of Stephen Sparks, and in fact has taken that position. A strange place to do it. Sparks must have locked up or got wrong.
I'm looking ahead at the Azevedo. As they go on.
7/10 now. That gap's kind of stabilized. He's in the dirty air properly now. So, yeah, to catch. And Clue running wide again. Very wide. Clue's off the circuit. Clue's off the circuit.
Yeah, the Azevedo down the inside. Position changed. That's third place.
Good move. Clue, we've seen him struggle through that double right-hander. That's why I've felt he's possibly had some damage. Really trying to make sure that he can get that position back. As I said, that 2/10 is the magic number coming onto the start-finish straight. Let's see what he can do.
Nick, an interesting fact here that Jan Spammers and Steven Sparks and Marco Grasser and Andy Walbolt and Bertus Janssen van Rensburg and Peter Keldernaes are all on mediums. So there's 5 guys out there on medium tires, with the rest of the field all on hard tires. Oh, that's Lionel Clue. He spun that into the first corner, and he's now dropped back from the back of Ryan Azevedo.
Yeah, you see what happened there was Ryan ran a bit wide into turn 1, and Clue thought, all right, this is going to be my opportunity, but unfortunately carrying just a little bit too much speed.
Got you.
And gets it all crossways, but keeps it going. Did very well to keep it going.
So going back to 7th place, Corné Brett looking at the back of Matthew Boy with just under 5 minutes to go now.
Yeah, of course. Remember, Brett had that big incident.
Yes.
Trying to recover himself now, but Boy all over the back of Skuman, and actually the mistake that Skuman made has brought Brett into the mix here. As you see, Sparks and Grasser won't leave each other alone, and they're trading places like you cannot believe.
Oh, Grasser's dropping now.
Yeah, I think so. A mistake must have been made there. But, you know, one small mistake, and when those guys are running so close to each other, it's just gonna lose you positions, unfortunately.
Yep. So the commentators sorry, I beg your pardon, the YouTube guys, Grasser's car, as you can see, is also throwback livery to the classic Gunston liveries from the likes of Dave Charlton and those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dirk Brandt has now taken Stephen Sparks. Great move through that double right-hander, up the inside, in fact. Corné Breed really all over the back of Matthew Boy now. Coming out of the center S, this could be a pass. Boy's gone defensive.
Oh.
Not defensive enough.
Well, he's on the middle of the track, so Corné had to go really deep down. Oh, he's gone too hot into that.
Oh, no, that's going to be a crash.
Oh. Matthew Boy did well to hold on to that.
Did he hold it?
He did.
I was on board with Breed. I didn't see. That's fantastic.
No, Matthew's gone on and Corné spun it and he's come round. I did catch a replay. We're going to just watch that quickly. As they're coming down the long back straight, and Corné's very close to the inside of the track. The angle through that corner is far too tight. He hits the rough, spins it, bangs into the side of Matthew Boy, who just drives on, and Corné slides out into the tyre barrier.
Yeah, unfortunate, but racing incident.
Racing incident. It was a good effort for the overtake, but he basically got 2 tyres on the grass and it turned round on him. So Ryan De Azevedo locking up as he exits this, goes through the center S. Lionel Clue just still over a second behind, and I think
having stabilized though with 2.5 minutes to go.
Yes.
Remember, Lionel Clue was really struggling at one stage. He couldn't work it out. Thought that he had damage on board. I mean, if he did then, he does now. But he's got a handle on whatever it is, whatever his issue was. And yeah, that gap has stopped growing for the moment.
Guys on YouTube saying those guys are cooked tires, the guys who possibly on mediums, and that's maybe why some of them are sliding around.
That is entirely possible. I would not be surprised. I'm very surprised, in fact, that anybody's trying the mediums.
Yeah, I don't understand it myself, but you know,
certainly the lap that you watched of me in qualifying, that was on the hard tires, and they felt amazing to me. I didn't feel like I was losing anything out on them.
I don't see the point of the other compounds in that instance, to be honest.
Yeah, the track being so tight, twisty, fast, it's just, you know, it's designed to destroy your tires. So, yep, you're going to need that harder compound for sure.
Nick, I tell you what, Lionel Clue's now under a second behind Ryan de Azevedo, and Ryan's coming up to a back marker with 2 laps to go.
Right, so now we could see some action.
Yeah.
Locking up a little bit through the center S.
He's trying hard to get back to that 3rd place. I tell you what, he's really wringing this car's neck.
Yeah, and we've seen Lionel Clue, particularly on shorter stints, be able to put in some fantastic times in the past, and I wonder if he's going to be able to do the same here and get himself a position. Back marker getting out the way, getting well out the way, so not affecting anything really, but the gap is now 7/10. You see how Clue really dives into that double right.
Yep. Takes a very wide line into the first sharp hairpin. Oh, de Azevedo was a bit wide there. He's super close now. Watch this, ladies and gents. We're on literally... Oh, no, there should be one more lap.
Will be one more lap. Will be one more lap. So this is where Clue... This is for a podium, remember.
This is for a podium. Azevedo's darting left and right. Yep.
You didn't want to be on the curb there at all. He will have got a compromised exit.
We're going on board with Clue.
Ironically, it might help. Here we go. He's had to back off a couple of times, has Clue. He's going to try to go around the outside. Now up the inside. Oh. Dives up the inside.
He lifted
on the
a bit.
Brakes.
Oh, hard on the brakes. Oh, he's tapped him.
He's tapped him. That's okay.
Very good gentleman.
Okay, they've got away with it.
He lifted and let him carry on. That was awesome driving.
Yep, that was fantastic to watch.
He darted left, he went outside, then lifted and went down the inside. That was amazing.
Yeah, really, really wily racing there.
So let's go back to Jacques Boerter, who is on his way round into the second S section and then heading onto the start-finish line.
So just to point out, Jacques Boerter's fastest lap, a 22.6. His last lap was a 22.8.
Wow.
That's how consistent this man has been. He's just been an absolute class of his own today, from start to finish. You know, taking pole position, just perfection from a race. Got a little bit stuck behind some traffic after the pits, but otherwise, you know, couldn't have asked for a better race. I'm sure.
Yep, that's him over the line. Mark van Rensburg coming up now behind him in second. Over the line, Ryan de Azevedo.
Yeah, great race from Mark. Ryan and Lionel, of course, having battled it out quite a lot for this third and final podium.
Yeah, Lionel Clue was half a second behind there. I think what was great there was you actually saw Lionel stop, lift, and allow Ryan to actually settle and get the car sorted and then carry on with his race. You know, the gentleman, it was the right way to go about it. It was brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, fantastic racing from those two. Really good to see, and the kind of behavior that we've come to just expect.
Exactly.
At Sim Race SA. It's just that good. Schoeman in 5th, Boy in 6th, Breed in 7th, Sterner in 8th, Duggan in 9th, and Hunter rounding out the top 10. Fantastic racing from all.
It was great stuff. Excellent. Let me see. We're going to try and have
our friend Jacques into the chat.
We're going to just have a quick little break here, and we'll be back with you shortly. We'll get the microphone on. There we go. We're back live. I'm going to bring Jacques into this interview quickly. Mr. Botha.
How are you guys?
Hey, man. How are you, Jacques?
You sound sweaty.
I am.
How was that race, Jacques?
It was intense. It was intense. A lot of concentration needed.
Sure, I got to say, from where we were sitting, it seemed like it went all your own way today.
It looked like it, eh?
How
Yeah.
did you feel after the pit stop phase? So, if I remember correctly, when you came out the pits, Matthew Boy was all over the back of you for a good few laps.
Yes, I was worried he was gonna try and move. I know he had to pit, but I was just, if he takes a move, it slows us both down,
Yeah.
But he was over me. I had to defend a bit.
Yeah, I mean, so Matthew
If
and
he takes a
was
move,
it
it slows
Mark?
us
I
both
think
down,
both ran
But
very
he-
long into the race. I knew Matthew was going to do that. Being a teammate of mine, I knew he was going to do that going in.
both ran very long
with Mark
into
finishing
into the race.
and doing very well in second place, what made you do your standard halfway pit stop with this track being so short?
Well, when you refuel, if you do halfway fuel, it's about 38 liters. So when you change your tires, the fuel and the tires is basically the same time.
Okay.
So even if it's long, now you put in 20 liters, it's going to be the same stop because the tires is longer than the fuel tank.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't make sense to go longer. Maybe you will be a bit lighter at the end, but not much.
All right. So I mean, from the point of view of carrying extra fuel, do you think that would make too much a difference to your lap times, or do you feel that extra fuel isn't too bad in these cars?
It's only for the first 3 laps on my setup or the way I've put in fuel, but after that the time goes down. But it's about 0.5 slower in the beginning.
Okay. And I noticed during qualifying that your car seemed quite a lot of a handful. Is that a setup that you're running for qualifying, where you're taking like a bit of wing off just to give you extra pace down the straights and just trying to manage it for a lap, or was that just coincidence?
No, I like a loose car, but I drive the same setup in the race format also, so I just drive it a bit carefuler.
Yeah, I gotta say that you're quite brave, because watching some of your steering inputs, I was just thinking to myself, goodness, that looks like a bit of a handful. I don't know if I could keep it going for 45 minutes.
Yeah, but I have to say I push extra in the qualifying, so.
Yeah, fair enough, because I'm sure you're not caring about tires at that stage.
Yeah, no.
Jacques, obviously with the extra fuel in the car, it helps to stabilize the car a little bit more, correct?
Yes, yeah, especially at the exit of the corners.
And
yeah, that's a good point.
Nick and me were talking about Nick and myself were talking about the bumpiness of the track early on. We could certainly see certain areas where the cars actually had a huge bump and a smack on the suspension system. Depending on how your car's set up, did you find or could you hear or notice you were actually bottoming the car out quite a lot on this track? Is it that bumpy of a track?
Yeah, it's quite bumpy, so what I did, I just raised my suspension a bit. But often there's a few big bumps where the car just jumps.
Yeah. I mean, that one down the after the long back straight, you take the first 2 left-handers, and then halfway down that little straight, on the way to the back of the pits, there's a huge bump there. The cars were, you could actually see the front wheels lifting off the track there.
Yeah, no, it is.
Excellent, man. Well, yeah, that was great. We did ask for some questions from guys on YouTube, but no one's asking anything, so I don't, from my side, I don't think there's anything else. Nick?
No, that was fantastic. Thanks for chatting to us again, Jacques. Seriously, well done on your win. You've really driven the hell out of these cars and done very well and deserve it.
Oh, thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, well done, Jacques. It was great watching, and unfortunately, we don't give you a lot of coverage because it's kind of boring. You kind of drive away from the field, and there's no dicing going on. But we know you're out there, and we know you're doing a good job, buddy.
Reverse grid for the next GP race.
Yeah, we'll put you at the back. Okay.
How's this as one last interesting little fact? Jacques, you set the fastest lap of the race at 22.653. However, your teammate set an identical best lap. So both you and Lionel set a 22.653 as your best laps.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I think he said a good lap when we were driving.
Great job.
Same. Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Thanks for coming online to have a chat with us, Jacques. Much appreciated, sir.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Cool, man.
Cheers.
Cheers. Nick, thank you. It was an awesome race. It flew by as it usually does, but thanks for making the online video. That provides a great insight for anybody who's watching, and for the other division guys to actually see and understand, how it should be done.
Yeah, absolute pleasure, Alan. Had a really good time, really good evening. Can't complain. Interlagos, what a great track. And yeah, look forward to the next one, round 5.
Definitely. All right, chaps. I will see. I'll be back online on Wednesday for Div 2, and then the next series. I don't know what. I think we're moving back to ACC then, and yeah, we'll carry on from there.
Yeah, Monday's the GT series, and we are at the Nürburgring, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes, that's true. Okay, so there you go. Thanks everyone, and we'll chat soon. See you. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.